Yo, welcome back, Canal Street Dreams. There's a real celebrity in the house today. Kareem Rahma, my good friend, but also the host of Feed the Meter.
Keep the meter running.
Keep the Meter running, Subway Takes, and also the Subway Takes pod now.
Yes.
As well. Fresh off a Guggenheim appearance, you know, my man. Very excited to see
Thank you for having me.
in the
but
flesh on the
I'm not the
pod.
only celebrity. There are 3 celebrities here. I'm pretty sure.
There's 2.
The wifey.
Listen.
I mean, all wives are celebrities in
Yeah,
my book.
absolutely.
And women in general.
Yes. A very wise Greek woman once said, "It's the man is the head and the woman is the neck."
I
You turn
100%
the
agree with
head
that.
whichever way it goes.
I don't think it's possible to do anything without a wife's permission. If you want to be a good husband,
he can.
No.
No,
Yes,
you,
he
you,
can.
you get
He
the
can.
soft. You get the
We
soft
have
permission. now.
we have a very he has such an interesting married life because I feel like I give you permission to do anything.
But it's a test.
Like
Well, yeah,
there's
it's a test.
No. There's not there's just boundaries that he can bump into that will piss me off. But inside of those, in the boundaries are wide.
Yeah.
Like you have really, I think when you talk to other men and you hear about what they have going on, how do you feel?
Yeah, no, I live a good life. I'm a free range animal. I'm a free range
the
animal.
The amount of freedom this man has is crazy.
no,
Yeah.
I think you need the freedom.
She
though.
gives me a lot of freedom, but there's an invisible electric fence that sometimes I run into.
Yeah.
Like she's like, you could go out, but then if I accidentally get tagged in someone's Instagram story or accidentally follow, I get tased.
That's not
I'll
a
get
thing.
tased.
No.
The accidental
He'll go
follow,
out and he'll
dangerous.
go out by himself because
dangerous when
I
you get
don't go
active.
out and he'll follow girls that
No.
he meets while he's out.
Yeah,
Yes,
but that's
he does.
business development.
It's not.
Biz
It's
dev,
not.
biz
It's
dev,
not.
baby, biz
It's
dev,
not.
biz dev.
It's girls with no careers besides
They
popping
might
their
want a
pussy.
job.
Popping their pussy
He's
is
trying
the
to get
career. And I
jobs.
get it. Popping my pussy used to be my career.
Yo, I
And then
gotta put
popped it
somebody on
so
blast
hard.
though. Yo, you will feel me on this. We are not gonna say this person's name, but I had a biz dev dinner, right? Meeting some investors and people, and somebody had brought some personality, people to the dinner.
Personality people.
Personality people.
Paid for hoes.
She tagged me in a post on a story. She goes, well, she put up a story and goes, would you like me to tag? I go, no. I was like, don't tag. She's like, well, I'm gonna follow you. Will you follow me? I was like, yeah. You can't say no to somebody when
You
they're like
can.
that.
If you have a wife and a kid, you can say no.
I would go, yeah, I will, and then I would run.
See that I got to do
Run
that.
fast.
This story gets worse. All right. So then what happens is I follow because I'm like, yeah, quid pro
Because
quo,
he's a
quid pro quo,
dumbass.
because I'm
and he's a horny fucking weirdo.
I'm a dumbass, not a horny weirdo. Okay. But a dumbass for sure. Then maybe 2 weeks later, her homie is like, yo, I just saw that Eddie follows so-and-so and
My
I
favorite
matched her
part of
on
Instagram.
Raya. Yo, but she never hit me back after we matched. Do you mind asking him what her deal is? I was like, my man
And I
is
was
dry
like,
snitching.
Eddie, and I'm just like, I don't care. So I was like, oh, do you know this girl? Is she cool? And Eddie's all weird about it. And I was like, oh, what's
And
up?
was there a fight? There was no fight.
No,
was there
I
a
was
fight?
just
You were
I just
sus.
told him, I was like, well, next time when I go out and a guy asks me for my number, I'm going to give it to him. And I'll give him my Instagram.
There are
definitely
rules.
And I'll
Numbers
follow
are different.
him.
Yeah, I
Numbers
was
are different.
punished, bro.
No, my thing is just however you move in the world, I'll match you. I'll do the exact same thing. So if you want to go out and follow girls, know that I just followed 10 guys and liked all their photos.
That mathematics is wrong. I
did not like
one
any
for
photos.
10.
That
One
math.
for 10
1 for
is
10
not
is
equal.
crazy.
That's not equal.
1 for 10 is
That's
crazy.
not even crazy. Crazy, if I really wanted to get activated how I get crazy, I would have gone out that night with some old dude that I used to hook up with and I would have been like, no, we're just hanging out. We're friends.
Can I borrow money from him?
Business
but I'm
development.
kidding.
No, but I
that's
can.
totally
kidding.
That's business
I'm totally
development for the
kidding.
gang.
Biz
I know a
dev.
great way that I could get paid from him.
No.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Hey, how's the podcast?
The podcast is great. The podcast is great.
Talk about your
I
podcast.
feel
Anyways.
good. No, I like talking about this podcast.
So
I feel like I'm an
anyways.
intermediator right now.
So anyways,
This is
how's your
nice.
relationship?
How's your marriage?
Well, no, I have a very similar vibe, but I like my wife lets me pretty much do whatever I want. But
Yeah.
I'm very. I always feel because I have so much freedom that I'm always walking on thin ice, or that it's like a tightrope walk.
Yeah.
So I try to.
Or it's a trap.
It's very much so could be a trap. The traps are all over the house. I mean, I feel
Okay.
like Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, going through the lasers and all this shit. But I usually am pretty successful. But I kind of do this thing where I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm doing a thing on Friday and I'm doing a thing on Sunday, but maybe Saturday we do a date night.
That's smart.
I
That's
like that.
called negotiating.
He's
It's like
good.
the art
He's
of the
good like
deal.
that.
The art of
I
the
like
deal.
that. I belong to her during the days. I belong to my family during the days. Every once in a while, she lets me go back outside at night.
No, you can. I like when you go outside at night. 'Cause
I belong
then
to the
can
flower
do-
shop at night.
Yeah, I like to do weird. I'm an introvert. I don't want to go out, so
You
I
wanna
like
do,
to
like,
do
crafts?
weird shit in the house. No, not even crafts, but I want to like. I mean, it's not even weird. It's just what people do. Like, I want to eat cheese in the living room and watch like the real lives of Mormon wives.
Mm-hmm.
And then like sometimes, and like with a face mask and like be gross. I don't. It's like embarrassing
best
to
kind of
do in
woman.
front of you
Yes. In my
sometimes.
In my opinion.
Because he's like on like the Criterion collection watching like acclaimed films. And like, I just want to watch The Real Housewives. I don't want to watch like some French film. Most of the time, I don't want to watch subtitles at night. Like, I just did subtitles with my toddler all day.
Right.
He's like, I'm trying to interpret what he's saying. I don't know. I want to watch.
Just trying to watch new wave cinema in bed, and
So
she's
when
like,
he
I don't
goes out,
want it.
it's
Just trying to get that
great.
movie subscription fired up.
Yeah, exactly,
100%.
man. I'm trying to check my distributor.
100%. And whenever he goes out, he comes home with like more money somehow.
Oh, that's great. Wait, we should be hanging
He's
out.
like,
'Cause I
yeah.
want to start that. I come home always with less money.
Bro, I
No
come
matter
back
what.
every
What's up
time
with
with a new
more?
job. I'm like,
I'm like,
see?
go.
Oh, okay.
That's
I thought you
right.
meant like a bag of
No,
like a duffel bag.
no. If it was a bag of cash, I'd be like, please go out every night. But every time we go, I'm just like, go,
No, I
make money,
explain that
have
too.
fun.
I'm like, I have to go out. It's
You
part
have
of the
to.
job.
You gotta
have to
circulate.
be around. You got to be around.
I'm like,
People need a
I-
parasocial
you
relationship
just got
with
to be
you.
around. You got to talk to people.
You
That's
do.
where everything comes from.
100%.
People who stay home are not getting the bag.
I'm not getting the bag.
I remember talking to
getting
you,
the bag.
top of 2025. You were like, I'm my fans. They need the parasocial relationship with me this year.
Which is why we started the pod.
yeah. How's the parasocial relationship with the audience been going, bro?
I think it's good, man. I think it's good. I mean, it is. You've been in this position, I think, for a long time, but it's really interesting to have people come up to you and say, like, I love you,
Yeah.
or like catch up on something that you talked about
Yeah.
that you don't remember that you talked about. And they're like, oh, by the way, like, you know, send my regards to Karina after her like LSAT test. And I'm like, how did you know about the LSAT test? And I realized that I said it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm like, you're on everybody's TikTok every day. I remember having lunch with you at the Greek Taverna
Yeah, the place
on
was fire.
University. Incredible. We order from
should
there
go.
all the time.
Oh.
And you were like, yo, like, I'm doing the pod. I'm going to build the parasocial relationship. I'm like, you already got it. And you're like, no, I don't. And then two girls just stopped you. It was like, oh my God. Oh my God, I need the photo. And then I was fucking around. I was like, I'll take the photo for you. I took the photo for them.
I don't know. I mean, this guy actually is the one that put this idea in my head. His name is David Cho. Do you know David Cho? Do you know David Cho?
I know like 70. There's like 75
probably a
David
lot of
Cho's.
David
in my
Never
phone.
heard of the name.
David Cho's just, I don't even know what he does. He's just a guy that everyone keeps referencing. But he's like a homie. He's like around. But I don't know what he does for, I don't really know what he does for a living.
Wait,
Not
isn't
Dave
it
Cho, the
David
painter,
No,
right?
No,
Dave
no, no,
Cho.
no.
Okay. Oh, I was like, you're
Different
David
Dave.
That's
Cho.
our Dave.
No, but there's
Okay.
another one who's
Okay.
kind of like,
no, there's like 75 million Dave Cho's in like
Oh my God,
Los
I
Angeles.
thought you were being funny. I thought you were being like facetious. Like, I don't know him. And I
no,
was
there's
like, that's
another
your
David
friend.
Cho that's kind of around in New York and is like
Okay.
loosely involved in media,
Okay.
but like maybe not. Like he
Wait,
start-
wait.
he, like,
The
helped
guy
start
that
the
works with
Wirecutter.
the guy that works with it's yes, that Dave Cho that used to work at Grantland.
Yes.
Yes.
And he's kind
Yes,
of started
yes,
the Wirecutter.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
think he's just like friends with like a lot of people in media.
Yes.
But we went out to lunch once and he was like, you got to do the parasocial relationship.
He has like a very small dog. I think that's
I've
the
never
one thing
seen
I
his
remembered
dog.
of him. Is he
I've
worked at
never
Grantland, a very small dog.
I've never seen this
Because I was
dog.
like, you're a very tall Asian man with a very small dog.
He's a tall Asian.
Yeah, that's him. He had a very small dog.
I
Ask him,
didn't see the small dog.
ask him about his very small dog.
I will ask him. I'll ask him right after this.
That's yeah.
Actually, now come to think of it, I think he does have a small dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
because my mind usually goes to Dave Cho, the painter.
Yeah.
the degenerate painter. My man's canceled Dave, and then this is just Dave with the small dog.
This is clean, Dave.
Okay.
Yeah,
No-
uncanceled. This is
No
uncanceled
allegations.
Dave Cho.
No
Yeah.
allegations.
As of yet.
As of
Yeah,
yet.
as of yet.
As of yet.
Ask that dog.
Sorry, Dave Cho.
Look, we don't need to get into allegations on the show.
No. That's not our
no
bag.
allegations. Cut
We're
this
not
whole-
into
take this
we're not
whole
into
part out.
allegations.
Take this whole
May have
part.
inappropriately touched that dog in Tompkins Square Park.
He was filming it, humping another dog.
Oof.
Put it on the internet.
Oof.
No consent. Fucked up.
No.
So
Voyeurism.
he just gave you unsolicited advice to develop a parasocial relationship
yeah,
with
he was
your
just like the
audience.
parasocial relationship is important, and I felt like as a 38-year-old adult man
Yeah.
with a kid and a wife and all that stuff, it's hard to do it in the way that young people do it, which is to constantly be on the phone, being like, I'm doing this podcast today. I'm going to the flower shop. I'm doing this. I'm going to this coffee place. I'm having dinner at this place. Oh, look at me. I'm hanging out with my friends and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Is you're constantly on stories, posting
like overexpose your life.
posting dumps and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not me.
It's not you, because I always thought, like, since the top of the year, because I love talking to you about your career. Like, this is just like an interest of mine is your career. But I look at it and I was like, oh, the parasocial strategy, that was interesting. I was like, that came out of left field. Because the way I've seen you and your career is that, like, everyone has always been like, who's the next great late night host? Who's the next great interviewer? And I would say the three people that are doing interview and kind of late night television in an interesting way are you, Sean Evans, and John Mulaney, right? All three of you are breaking form. You're doing it in a different way, but the content that you're giving us is late night television, right?
Yeah,
it's that type of interview.
For sure.
And with the late night guy, it's like, you don't necessarily want the parasocial. You kind of need them to be like nameless, faceless, but extremely clever and have a sense of what to ask that the audience wants to ask. You're a conduit.
Right.
And I think you've like mastered that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's just taken many years.
You're the people's champ late night show.
I appreciate that. I mean, that when you came on Subway Takes Live, that was so fun.
It was fun. I had a great time. You know what happened is because she let me out that night and was like, what are you going to do? And I remember I went on stage and talked about her putting a finger up my ass.
Oh yeah, you did do that.
Oh my
that's
God.
where my head went.
We were beefing that day. I'm so sorry. I was going to go and then I was like, fuck you. I'm not going.
Oh, well, that's why you weren't
That's
there.
why I went
yeah,
like that.
I remember you were on the
Because
list.
I was just like, I got in
PTSD.
trouble that day. I
He's
can't remember what I got in
PTSD.
trouble for, and she's going to fucking
No,
remember.
I don't know. I think I was just hormonal or something. Like there was really nothing you did.
Yeah,
I was
we
just
talked
pissed
about
off.
you fingering
That's
his
fine.
butthole for at least
I
a
feel
half
like
hour.
you're fingering my butthole
It was
more than I'm
crazy,
fingering
though.
yours.
No, because it was crazy because you
Why?
were just cooked on stage, just fully baked.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then just for like 15 minutes.
But it worked.
I think I
It was good.
demonstrated. I
No,
think
it
I
was quite
demonstrated.
funny. It was really funny,
You
but it was
did?
completely out of left field.
Oh my God.
I don't
Okay.
remember. You said booty hole.
How did you
specifically,
get?
though. I do remember that.
How did you get onto booty hole?
I don't remember
though?
how we got there.
Yo, I don't. Somebody
That's like a
asked a
weird
question. What was the
swerve.
video? Because it went from the Italian question. Then what was the second video?
Oh yeah, the question wasn't it if Italians are black?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm half Italian. Do you think I'm half black?
Yeah.
Shit.
Gingers are black.
Gingers are black.
The
Gingers
Irish
are
are black. All Irish people are black.
Gingers are black.
Gingers are black.
I'm still waiting for the Chinese to be black.
They were already black.
There's some. I think there is. I think there's some.
Chinese people
blackness.
already went through the
Yeah.
black phase. Now
Yeah.
they're out. Now they're just Chinese.
My mom did have a full afro, and that's the best. Anytime that picture goes up, people are just like, "Yo, we need the 23andMe on Eddie's mom right now."
I think you have. The
Have you done
past because of
23andMe?
that.
Either of you?
I
Or
haven't.
if
Yo,
you
no.
mine is the most boring. It's like 99.9% Chinese from southeastern China.
No, that's tight. I like the
Yeah.
single
Yeah.
origin.
Yeah.
You're like
It's
a delicious
rare.
coffee.
Yeah.
Single
Yeah.
origin. One region.
Yeah.
That's it.
No
That's fine.
mixing.
And you got half Italian,
No,
half Greek?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
But I don't know. I feel like it'll probably be like Greek people have like Turkish and all of like the other things, and then
I had a 20% Ethiopian, which I
Okay.
thought was a lot.
Oh,
That's
I would have
that's
guessed
a
that, but you're
lot.
Egyptian.
I know,
too.
but
Yeah.
I think 20%. Like I
That's
could see like
high.
9%,
Yeah.
8, 7.
That's
Yo,
high.
It was
child
like-
of Haile
it was like
Selassie, bro.
Wait, 20% Ethiopian maybe means that like my great grandpa or something?
yeah, like somebody was
jaw.
Like
Ethiopian.
kind of close.
Yeah.
Nose jaw.
Who?
Nose jaw.
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 Rule.
I was like nose job.
yeah. I was like, that's more my lane. Okay.
Yeah, somebody somewhere shortly was Ethiopian, which is weird because I always grew up thinking that I was like pharaonic, if that's a word.
Yeah.
Pharaonic.
100% Egyptian.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought I was like a lineage from the pharaohs.
Yeah.
I guess I'm African.
Wow.
Yo, Egypt. Do you cook Egyptian food? Are you like
I'm
familiar?
not much of a chef, but I do eat.
you
the food.
eat Egyptian food. You know it. You know it well.
Yeah.
Yeah. How would you for an audience? How would you like explain the tenets, the pillars of Egyptian food?
It is kind of like, I mean, it's very rice driven, like many foods from that region. Not a lot of cheese unless you're just eating with like bread and pita. But it to me, it feels like Mediterranean meets like some sort of like West African kind of.
Yeah.
You know
West
what I mean?
African, North
Yeah.
African.
Yeah, like this West African Mediterranean mix where you're gonna get like chunks of lamb in a stew with like rice and then a bunch of like spices on it. But you also might get like a grilled branzino style fish, but with its own Mediterranean flavors that are not Greek flavors or Italian flavors. So it's like a weird mix because it is in a weird spot. It's not like Turkey, which is like half literally in Europe and half literally in Asia, but it is a weird, like Egypt is in Africa, but it's also Mediterranean, but it's very close to like the Arab Gulf Peninsula. Like it's in a weird, interesting spot.
Kind of my favorite flavor profile.
Egyptian food?
Well, yeah,
I love
because Egyptian food in that zone, because it is, I love Mediterranean food. I grew up with it, but it's like almost like if Mediterranean food was just better. Yeah. Like just turned up a notch. There's like a little bit more of a spice profile, which I personally like. And I think the flavor is intensified, which is what you're saying. Because it's like a lot of stew, like lamb stews, things like that. Like Moroccan food I love. Egyptian food I love. You do too.
Yeah. I feel like it's like the graph of Middle Eastern Arabic food. If Lebanese is like the bottom left corner, the most neutral, the cleanest. If you drive north to like Iran, Persia, it's like more stewy, you know, and heartier, I think slightly more like winterish food. But then if you drive all the way east to Egypt, like that's the L to me, where you get like more spices. Yeah. And it's kind of more summery. Yeah. I would say it's more summery.
I think so too.
A little spicier. And I really love some of the Egyptian innovations with Middle Eastern flavor, like the pizza. You know, they call it pizza, but it's really like laffa with the meat and the pine nuts inside and then seared. Like that Egyptian pizza is like out of control.
I think it's because Egypt is like they call it Mil Dunya, which means the mother of the world. So I bet so much stuff was pushed through there. Like during like the trading days or whatever.
Alexander,
like it got everything there. So I think they just ended up mixing so much stuff.
No, it absolutely
Whereas all the
did.
other places kind of are their own little zones. But Egypt is like the place where everyone met. What is it called? The Spice Road? Silk Road.
Silk Road.
Yeah, Silk Road.
Yeah.
But even in the days of Alexander, like Egypt just had all of the produce. It had everything. It had all the wealth, all the riches. Like, so I think Egyptian cuisine is one of the most slept on cuisines. Like,
I agree.
I had never had Egyptian cuisine until like my late 20s. And it completely blew my mind. And it was one of the reasons I was like excited to have you. I was like, we got to talk some Egypt. What are you think? What would you say are like some of the like seminal dishes in Egyptian cuisine?
Like the real OG shits are like molokhaya, which is this green slimy plant that they turn into like a soup and you pour it on your rice. But the consistency of it it's like gelatinous a little bit. Like it's weird. It's a weird.
Asians like gelatinous. Americans not so much.
Yeah, that's why I think it's never caught on here. Yeah. So it's strangely gelatinous, but it's also green. It's also fucking ugly. It's just like a weird, and I don't know what the American like plant is called. It's just called molokhaya from what I know. But they put on like if you go to like a hood restaurant in Egypt, like they'll put on like a molokhaya show, almost like when somebody brings out bottle service with the sparklers. But it'll be like a guy with like two pans being like. It's like a rainbow.
Oh wow!
Like
wow!
That's really cool.
And then they'll do a little dance.
Like
I have
the
a
noodle
video
dance
of it.
at Mr. Chow.
I have a really good dance.
You got to send this to us.
I have a really good video. I'll send it to you. But it's like a guy going like this, and they're all singing, and it's sick. And then I also think kushari, which is the OG kind of street food of Egypt, which is literally lentils, rice, macaroni noodles, fried onions, tomato sauce. But like the ghetto kind, like tomato paste, not even sauce, like not marinara. It's like the paste. It's pretty much leftovers.
The ghetto kind.
I love this. This is an incredible dish.
It's the best.
This is an incredible. It's like the Egyptian stoner dish, and looks humble. I've had it out of control.
Yeah,
very similar to the feeling when your mom makes the green bean and tomato thing.
The stew.
Yeah, what's that called?
Oh my god, I'm like blanking on it.
Oh, bad Greek.
Oh, okay. Naughty Greek. Sorry.
Naughty Greek.
Bye.
The naughty
anyway.
Greek.
Okay, what's another one?
And then hawashi, which is like the thing that I recently got into because when we were growing up, my mom never made hawashi, but it's essentially it's like a panini. It's like an Egyptian panini, and that place called Zuba.
Okay.
Do you know Zuba?
Yeah.
It was right down the street.
Downtown.
I think it's closed down.
Soho, yeah, they closed it. It was on the corner, like by Cleveland Place.
Yeah,
over
but
there.
they brought hawashi to New York, and
That's
at
the
least
pizza
the cool
thing.
zone.
Yeah,
it's more like a panini though. Yeah. You know, it's there are a couple of different kinds, but like the most classic one is like ground beef, pita bread, lathered and soaked in fucking butter, and then just pressed. And it's very simple, but I think one of my favorite things is how like the spices. I don't even know the spices. I think they use a lot of cumin, but I think a lot of it is proprietary.
Yeah, it is. Everybody has their own little mix.
Yeah.
But like, is there a good Egyptian restaurant? Because I got excited when they opened, and I went probably the first month they opened, and then when I came back to New York, they were closed. Because I think they opened right, like 2019, right before the pandemic, maybe. Are there any other good Egyptian restaurants in New York?
In Queens, where most fine foods are.
Where the good food is.
There's like one really OG place that I love called Abu Kir, and it is very Egyptian Mediterranean style,
cool.
but like not a fusion. It's like it's Alexandria. It's an Alexandria restaurant, so it's all fresh seafood. It's all fish. And it's really good. And they don't have a menu.
I've seen this on Instagram. Yeah, the Egyptian fish market.
Yes.
They go. There's a line outside all the time.
But
this
that
to me.
just blew up because of TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a thing. I mean, I've been going there for 5 years.
I want to go though. That looks incredible.
It's so good. And then right up the road is this other place called Hamido, which is, I think, used to be one of the guys that worked at Abu Kir, started his own thing. But that one is more a wide variety of Egyptian foods and dishes, not just like the Alexandria zone, not just fish.
I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, I think you should go
like
there.
that.
Yeah. I like a heartier sometimes.
It's so fire.
Yeah.
I just went there actually recently with Rami. And
Hit us next time you go, man.
We really had a feast. It was great.
Yeah, no, Egyptian food, straight up one of the most slept on cuisines. Like, it's going to be whack when New York Magazine writes about like the Egyptian restaurant that opens in the West Village in 3 years. But like, that's when you know your cuisine is cooked for the next 5 years. But right now, like, Egyptian cuisine is still very undiscovered.
Well, that's how you know Egyptians are still black. we don't have a Mr. Chow.
No.
We don't have a fancy. No one goes, ooh,
Yeah.
you know how a lot of white people are like, ooh, I want fancy Chinese tonight.
Yeah.
Which is good. Fancy Chinese is good. All Chinese is good. But there hasn't been a fancy Egyptian.
That's true.
Do you see yourself opening a Mr. Rama's?
You could be the fancy Egyptian food
Get some glasses from Moscow.
I think
be Mr. Rama.
I think kushery is poised to be the dish.
Okay.
Like, and that's this kind of the slop meal
Yeah.
of the leftovers, the macaroni, the lentils.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the opposite of what people are eating right now, which is why I think, because it's all carbs. There's literally not a single vegetable in it. It's all carbs.
It's like my dream
But I
meal,
think that like some sort of Chipotle model.
Oh my God, you like
can,
kava it.
Yeah, but then it's kind of a fucking whack.
Then it's terrible. It's
But
terrible.
then you're like
terrible.
there and you're like, yeah, I'll put the carbs on the carbs, on the carbs, on the carbs.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah,
carbs.
but you could white it up a little bit, like add pickles
Okay.
or something.
So we'll talk about the timeline of cuisine, right? This is fun. So at first, every good cuisine, it starts in Queens. It's done authentically, just like it is at home or your mom's house. That's the best version of it. Then somebody from your community who is an incredible person, you know, maybe
A
somebody.
capitalist.
Yeah. Capitalist. Maybe somebody like myself.
entrepreneur.
Or like Shy's Burger, the Egyptian Shy Burger. They pop it up at time again, and it's still very, very good, but for a new audience. Then that person gets the brick and mortar, still very, very good, hits, and then from there, the copycats in the West Village. Then you're completely cooked.
And I think that there is, I mean, I think this the step that the one that the enterprising young man or woman does, that's the person that takes it out the hood.
Yes.
They're like, we're getting out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be the one that takes us out. Me and my kushery.
Yeah. Whether it's the Bauhaus guy, the Shein Famous Foods guy, the Shy's Burger guy, you like we said, you
Usually
pop
the
up,
son. I guess it's the son
The
or daughter.
son.
It's usually the sun.
Once the person, the son that went to NYU touches it, they maybe do one good one, and then their like white friend from NYU copies it, and then it's done. It's done.
And then it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
But I think, man, I do think that the kushery, maybe it doesn't, maybe I should do a pop-up.
You should.
Maybe it should, because maybe on the menu, it's just that's it.
Just that. Just
Just
come
that.
try this dish
Just
that you've
come try the
probably
dish.
never
Yeah.
had.
Because I don't know, I guess hamburgers are just hamburgers.
Pop it
Yeah.
up. Pop it up at the next gazebo, bro. We'll
Yes.
make kushery
Wow.
with you.
Yes.
Kareem
Yes.
Rahma's
Put me in.
kushery. We'll put
All
it
right,
on.
cool.
This
End
is
of
fun.
summer kushery.
Yeah.
I'll have to figure out how to make it.
Yo, you show me. We'll put
That's
it on
like
the
the
menu.
least
my mom
important
out.
part. Yeah,
I'll
just
literally
fly your
my
mom out.
My mom makes the best one.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's a truck. Put the truck somewhere.
Truck is such a
I
pain
love
in the
that.
ass, man. Then you got to like fight with the Department of Transportation.
Right. Unless I put the truck in my house.
Oh,
You just come pull
my
up to
man
my
got a
window.
big brain. He got a parasocial relationship and a very big brain.
Wait, also there's those like empty lots with buildings, like where buildings are supposed to go. Yeah. Every once in a while in the Lower East Side, you'll see just like a place where there's supposed to be a building.
Yes.
I'm like, why doesn't someone rent that out and make it like a little vibe center?
We have one by our house where they're showing movies.
See, that's
Yes.
It's an empty
but
lot.
put the truck there.
Yeah.
Then you don't
So
have to worry
you
about it.
should put your truck there because they're like showing movies and shit.
I mean,
over
that's
there.
what that guy, the lot radio.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
kind of had like
It
they
was
just
a
found
lot.
like a thing in the center of the street.
Yeah.
Where there probably should have been a building, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Can I just borrow
That
this?"
was the cool part about LA is like people just like there was a guy, I think it was in Silver Lake. I forget the name of his now. He has a brick and mortar pizza shop. It was the same thing. Just a guy, he was like making pizzas out of the bed of his truck. He like put the little oven in there and it was just like in a liquor store parking lot.
That's sick.
And it was good fucking pizza. I would
He
like pull
had
up.
a pizza oven in the truck.
He had a pizza oven in the bed of his truck, and then they had like a little tent where you could go and just be like, okay, like this is where I'm paying and like getting a Coca-Cola. And then I think they shut him down eventually. But
Yeah,
it was
they have
like
to.
it was like mid-pandemic, and then I think he shut down. And I think you do know who I'm talking about?
No.
Okay, well, whatever. It was really good, and I think now he has his own real like brick and mortar pizza
He's a real
shop.
boy now.
It's
No, it would
happening.
happen a lot, like the tire shop tacos
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah.
And then there was a guy making sandwiches under the bridge by the reservoir in Silver Lake too. It's cool stuff.
Those people are the heroes.
I mean,
Yeah.
Because I
truly.
like started thinking about it. I'm like, am I really going to stand outside for 8 hours and make food?
Yeah, from Feed the Meter, where were some of the best spots that cab drivers took you to eat?
There's a bunch, but Dara is this Pakistani place, Queens, of course. And it was really unexpected because it was huge, just like a food hall. But it's all Pakistani people eating there. There's no tourists. And it was so good. Like, I've never really had Pakistani food like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, where it's like truly Pakistani. It's not like there's just no, what is the word? Compromise.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
unapologetically like Pakistani. So that place was fire. Then the biggest thing for me was the like West African food. Fufu, do you know fufu?
Yeah.
Fufu's fire.
Yeah.
But I forgot the place. There's one place that I loved, which was in the Bronx actually, which was a sleeper hit when it came to the restaurants. Like they were always taking me to the Bronx.
Did you get any good jollof rice?
Yeah, I got to look at my map.
Okay.
And figure out where those places were exactly, because I know the name. I could look right now. You guys talk.
Take a look. Take a
guys
look.
No, I feel like I'm on the
Hey, you
eternal
guys talk about something right now.
on the
I mean-
eternal hunt for jollof rice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
I'll have
just
it
a
right
good
here
spot.
for you.
Yeah, Caduce, my boy Caduce swears Sierra Leone got the best jollof rice. That's his choice.
Caduce took us somewhere in DC,
was
right?
really good.
And it was really good.
That was really good. It was a Sierra Leone place
It
too
was.
that he took us to. That was his homie spot. But like I would Pakistani food, it was interesting. The first two Pakistani restaurants I ever went to were both named Lahore and they were both phenomenal.
Yeah.
One was the Lahore down here in Soho. Procell took me there. A lot of cab drivers ate there. And then the Lahore in London is just out of control.
It's
good.
unreal. I've never
Yeah.
been there. I don't even know what that is.
Huge restaurant, late night. Everybody goes after partying or after just drinking at a bar. Excellent, excellent grilled meat, like lamb chops, things like that.
What is your favorite kind of food?
my favorite kind of food? I mean, I'm very partial to Taiwanese food, obviously, but then like I'm a big fan of Caribbean food. I really like Jamaican food. I really like a good Dominican, Puerto Rican diner. I'm very into Greek food and Persian food. And I would say, you know, her family's not going to like me saying this, but Turkish, AKA like Greater Greece, I really like their food.
So you're an all
Right.
foods matter kind of guy.
Yeah. But I didn't pick European, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm into Spanish food too. I really
Yeah.
do
All
like
foods
Spanish
matter.
food.
And Japanese
Okay, I'm
food.
gonna have to.
My bad. I
send you
answered with
guys
like
this.
seven.
I don't think,
seven
yeah.
things.
I
No,
feel like
you like all.
You like all.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking this when you're answering that question.
Guys,
I
I'm
was
gonna have
thinking
to
the same.
share this later.
Share later.
Yeah,
But
it's
like,
okay. You can just
my-
text it to him.
Yeah, I think right now I'm very, very into Mediterranean and Spanish food. But traditionally, I've always been Taiwanese, Korean, Caribbean. Like those are my
You know,
go-to.
the Taiwanese, they had to come up with Winsun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Winson?
Yeah. I'm aware.
that's
I taught them how to make their rice balls.
And that's
Yeah.
but that was the come up for China for Taiwanese.
No, that was
food.
the end. That was the end.
was
I'm gonna
it?
keep it real. That was the end. That was the end. That's the Asian dude with the white friend that opened the
That's
restaurant.
what I'm saying.
It's cooked.
That was the guy that was like, I'm gonna exploit this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, fully exploited.
But
Those
that's good.
dishes. Yeah, it's like shout out, whatever they're doing.
And
Yeah.
who cooks in this household?
She cooks more.
Okay.
She cooks more. I'm on the baby food diet to lose weight.
He is obviously like the better cook, but I just cook more by default now because of our son. Yeah. So it's really like when everyone wants to eat, like when I cook, no one's really eating it. Like even our son is like, cool.
It's just for sustenance.
Yeah. Everyone's like, I guess we'll just like have to survive. But when he comes through and he's like, I'm making a dish, like everyone's actually enjoying themselves and having the best night.
See, I've been wanting to do that because of the baby.
Okay.
Like I kind of want to be the chef in my house.
You should.
Yeah,
Because
but you can't. Are you chef? You chef?
No.
You be chef? Oh,
But I would learn.
yeah.
And you learn through doing.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like, because my wife is really good at making like salmon and like healthy bowls and
Yeah.
you know, like
Martha Stewart living.
yeah, but she's
Yeah.
not doing like, oh, tonight I'm making fucking green curry with shrimp. Which
She's not
that's
putting
what I
her
was
foot in the
thinking.
pot.
Yeah,
Right.
She's not
and
putting
that's
her
what
foot in
I
the
was
pot.
thinking I would do.
Yo,
is
do
be
that,
like,
bro.
Like I'm gonna make I'm gonna make jollof.
Put your foot in the
should.
pot, bro. Yes.
What is that? Is that the saying when you're a chef?
Yeah, put your
It's
foot in
so
there.
hot when like he does that.
That's what I mean.
Because I'm just like, oh, fuck, yeah.
I
Like
know.
one less thing I have to do today, and it's actually good. Like I'm making stoner food.
See, that's
I'm making
I want to
quesadillas,
make
weird
like my
pasta.
kid like some pad thai.
Yeah.
I know that's
But my food will put you in a conundrum because you'll be incapacitated on the couch, but then horny. You know? So then it's what are you gonna
that calls for saving it for the morning.
do? Yeah.
Or the evening.
I'm a big save it for the
Yeah.
morning person because you know if you're comatose on the couch, incapacitated, you don't want to like fart in the middle of a good session.
No,
like
no.
I don't want to rip
And your
one.
balls will remain full until the morning.
Yeah, I wait till the morning and then do the morning. I'm a morning guy.
I'm a morning guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What about
prefer.
you?
I mean,
Yeah.
I just get so tired by the end of the day.
Well,
You know.
I'm into like, I think since we've had our kid, like a middle of the night thing. We're awake because like someone had to go get the baby and then we're awake now. So
Middle of
it's
the
like, I
night's
don't know,
hot.
like maybe
That-
a nice little treat
it's a
before
nice
we go back
treat.
to sleep.
It's
Yeah.
a little midnight snack.
Yeah.
And then the
That's
morning
nice.
is nice, but morning kind of stops when you have a kid because our kid wakes up so early, so it's hard. I'm like,
But the nanny comes. I
yeah,
assume.
but like once I'm out of bed, I'm out of bed. I'm not getting back in that thing. We're making the bed. I'm not getting back in. There's shit
Yeah,
to
it
be
is
done.
hot because she'll put the baby down, get back into bed. I'll be like kind of hard because she rubbed against me, just grazed me. I'm like hard.
It's kind of like the best
Yeah.
because it's unexpected. I
Yeah,
hate
put the baby down, then get
There's
dick down.
nothing
you know.
worse to me in life than expected sex.
good life.
Yeah,
I don't
expected
like,
sex is
like
no
it's
fun.
like your anniversary and you go out to dinner and then you have sex. I'm like, ew.
Well, that's also-
expected
that's
sex.
weird.
is
I don't know how you guys
gross.
conceived of
Expected.
your child.
If you have expected sex, it's got to be like in a bathroom.
well, did you
Yeah.
guys do
On the
the
floor.
we're trying, or did you just
no, I just like watch. You're pregnant.
That's what I
You're
did.
pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just touch them and you're
Yeah.
pregnant. You know.
We were never trying.
I
but-
sometimes when people are like, "We're trying," or like, "We just started trying," I'm like, "Oh, so you're doing the
and then the ovulating.
you're doing the thing.
and
You're doing the we have to have sex tonight." And I'm kind of like,
it's odd.
I think that's a
I-
kind of like maybe 6 to 9 months in, you go, "We're trying," but I think
Yeah.
before that, I think you just nut as many times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's
also
possible.
even if you are
That's-
trying or whatever, you got to not make it seem like you're trying. You can't even. I don't want to even say we're trying. I just
Okay.
start shooting
Well,
the club up.
I think that there's
Shooting
different
ropes.
levels. Like just like I for sure I empathize because they're right. If it's hard to get pregnant, sometimes you're
Then
doing
you have to
IVF,
try.
you're doing the like ovulating thing, and I get that's like you have a plan and you need to execute on that plan, and I get that. But for fun sex, when it's not in that realm, expected is like weird.
Yeah,
I'm like I
unexpected.
don't want to. Unexpected is the way to go, and I think I don't know. I feel like it's bad to say this, but I do think like the unexpected sex, like when it's real, that's how you get pregnant.
yeah, I think
When you're
I think
just
people need to
shooting
be
the
nutting
club up.
for pregnancy to happen. That is the end of the free preview of this week's episode. For the full paid version, please consider becoming a paid subscriber on our Substack, Canal Street Dreams. Thank you.